Hi there, I'm Marc Pagani and this is Tasting Tuesdays. And welcome back to Tasting Tuesdays. As always, if you'd like to subscribe, please do so by clicking that little logo down in the corner there. And if you want to skip ahead right to the tasting, the actual sipping part of the video, you can go right here. Okay, so today we are looking at OGD 114, Old Grandad 114 proof. This is put out by the Jim Beam Distillery. Beam Suntory is the umbrella corporation there. This has been around for a while. Around 2016, it was rumored that Beam was going to stop shipping this stuff, stop making it, and luckily they didn't. It's still here. I've always loved the younger brother, the lower proof brother or sister, depends on how you want to put that, of this one, which is Old Grandad 100 bottled and bond. And that bottle, if you refer back to some of my previous videos, you'll see that I did a blind tasting between Old Grandad and Blanton's and four or five other whiskeys, and OGD 100 bottled and bond beat them all. And that's pretty amazing because that bottle is about $23 and I was comparing it to $60 bottles, somewhere in there. It's a good whiskey. And so I'm excited to I've tried this before, but it's been a while, so I'm excited to taste this again. I know that it is a high-rye mash bill. We're going to talk more about that in a second. And actually, let's just get right to that. So here's some more information about OGD 114. Old Grandad 114 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey is 114 proof, no age stated bourbon, though experts say it's probably 4 to 5 years old, and it's from Jim Beam Distillery. The mash bill is 63% corn, 27% rye, and 10% malted barley. The Old Grandad picture on the front of the bottle is a rendering of Basil Hayden. Basil Hayden's, a brand also owned by Jim Beam, is the only other label of whiskey in the Beam lineup aside from the Old Grandad label that uses their high-rye mash bill exclusively. Okay, so now that you're a bit more informed about Old Grandad 114 proof, how about some whiskey porn? All right, now that you've heard what is probably the world's worst music, I think it's time for us to take a little taste of this. It's got a really wide neck, kind of like a football player there. It's very huge. You saw in the whiskey porn pour that it's got a nice color to it. Let's see how the nose is. That's interesting. It immediately reminds me of some BTEC, some Buffalo Trace Antique Collection expressions. Not exactly sure why. It just jumps out that way. Maybe it's because of the higher proof. I'm not sure. There's also some like honey butter on the front end. So if you take some honey and some butter together, make that sweet kind of buttery scent. That's what's going on there. There's no nose singe, nose hair singe, which is interesting for 114 proof. I mean, it's not that incredibly high, but even with lower proof, sometimes I get that little, your nose hairs tingle. I also get a little bit of plywood, which is weird. I've never had that nose note before. It's like going to a Home Depot and being around the buzzsaw. That's really interesting. All right. It's got that perfumey thing on the very front end. There's like the initial high proof spice, but not a serious burn on the front end, not on my tongue at least, a little bit on the roof of my mouth. I don't know if you can hear that, but my dog is whining in the background there. OGD must be her favorite. You do feel a little bit of the alcohol dissipating, and your mouth, your breath just kind of becomes hot. You know, I'm sure you've had that with high proof whiskeys before, where as you breathe out, you just feel that heat. It's also got like I'm gonna get this exactly right here. Yeah, it's funny, it's like got this old box of chocolates thing going on, like lower quality chocolates that you got from the store for your girlfriend when you were 14 years old and you couldn't afford fancy chocolates. It's that kind of thing. There's a little, but it's not like this rich, flavorful chocolate. It's just a tiny bit in there. And then as far as the finish goes, I've noticed that it becomes biting and acrid pretty quickly. There's like a tingly cola thing going there at the very end. Like it's denatured, well, not denatured, but defizzed Coca-Cola. The sweetness is there and the cola flavor's there, but it tingles a little bit because of that high proof. So overall, I'm gonna say that I definitely like the 100 proof, lower proof brother or sister of the OGD 114 better than the 114. A lot of people feel the opposite. They'd rather have the higher proof, and generally I do appreciate higher proof whiskeys, as I've said many times, but I think maybe the bottled and bond aspect of the 100 and just the overall velvety loveliness of the OGD 100, especially at the price of 23 bucks, I think is a better value as far as overall taste, nose, and everything. If you're looking to get hooked up, you're looking to get a little drunk, 114 is good for you. Yeah, that's about all I have to say for it. It's for the price, you know, $32. I think it is a good value. Again, if you're looking for a higher proof whiskey, I can't say anything negative about it. I just don't love it, and I don't like it as much as the OGD 100 bottled and bond. So take that all with a grain of salt because it's just my dumb palate. Who knows, you know? And some people have also asked on a different note, totally veering to a different direction, if I'm actually wearing pants. And I can say that yes, no, maybe. I'm not sure. Sometimes not. Who knows? You know, I don't think that's really all that important. All you need to know is that I'm, you know, dressed from the waist up. So that's what's important. All right. So everyone, have a good week, and I will see you next week. Oh wait, do subscribe if you can, right down there. And there, now I can say it. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. All right, now that you've heard probably the world's worst music, it's time for